Real news. Honest and fun political talk weekly on the line 90.7 FM. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Real News Uncensored. We are still uncensored. Hopefully, we'll get back on the air maybe next week. If not, it might be for quite a while then. We'll have to see. But we have some big stories to talk about, but not much this week, so we're probably going to go off on other interesting topics. We'll do a review of episode 1 of Game of Thrones season 8 and give our thoughts going into the second episode to air tomorrow, or when you see this or listen to this, depending on what medium you use. That episode may have already aired, so might be interesting thoughts to go around. So we'll start off with Notre Dame. As you've all seen everywhere anywhere you go, you've seen the images of Notre Dame on fire. There's a fire that caused a collapse of the spire and the roof. Cause remains unknown, but officials don't suspect terrorism or arson, and already over $1 billion is pledged to restore it. Macron said the restoration will be complete in 5 years. And I have to say, the funniest fucking headline out of this whole thing was Russia Today with, quote, Assassin's Creed Unity and art historians' laser scans may prove critical in the Notre Dame restoration. Gamers are saving the day. Gamers rise up. We are going to save Notre Dame with Assassin's Creed Unity. But what do you think about this?
I think obviously it sucks that it happened because it's such a iconic historic piece, and it's a shame. The gamers saving the day. That Unity is some great software, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I should get paid for, advertising for these guys. But no, Unity is some excellent software. And some of these gamers are religious. They're really, they go into detail with every piece of thing that they do with these games, and but the problem that you can have you could have the legitimate blueprints to the T, and it would still be close to impossible to recreate the Notre Dame, just because the materials that were made into going into the Notre Dame Cathedral I just think they're just impossible to recreate, because it's different. Like, the times are different. The material and how they even make the material now is completely different. Mm-hmm. So you don't know what kind of density the material has now, how long. It's just. It's dicey. It's a dicey situation, Yeah,
it's never gonna be the same.
I don't think. I think that cathedral's screwed. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna go back to the way it was. I think they're just gonna have to accept that there's gonna need to be they're either gonna have to rebuild it into something like it or something new completely. But to restore it back to its original self, I think it's close to impossible.
Make Notre Dame great again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky to do that, but I think they're gonna come pretty close. I don't know how they're gonna do it, what material they're gonna use, but they'll find a way.
Well, now close, sure. You can get it close. It's just that getting it almost exactly like it, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But I thought that's a really interesting thing, though, and from a news perspective, that we had, which was a hundreds and hundreds of years old historical landmark up in flames. Like, we've never in my memory had that. It's like covering that's like different from anything else, because it's,
I think what makes the Notre Dame that much, or what did make the Notre Dame that much more impressive, was France has had a lot of over since what was built in the 1200s or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Something along those lines. If I'm off, sue me, whatever. But the fact that it went that long with that many conflicts in France, like there were tons of conflicts in France. World War II, like there's like when Germany was looking to bomb them, take them over, looking to destroy basically everything, and it still stood. Like that to me was what made the Notre Dame even more beautiful than it,
than it already was.
Yeah, than it already was. But I mean, it's just to me, it's kind of fucked how a freak fire took it down when it survived literally everything.
I know. That's what's worse about it, and that's what I've always thought is that like a lot of these amazing buildings, like the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame, what's Big Ben, like all these beautiful, amazing things have survived all these wars, which is amazing. And then there's like simple as shit will take it down, which is always depressing. Because I mean, I am a big art fan. I love all this sort of stuff. And I think the Parthenon was damaged in a bombing in World War I, but like that's it.
But like, seriously, how many? Not only the wars that have happened in France, but all the internal conflict as well. Like, oh my God, like they've had so many revolutions within the country that they've destroyed shit along the way. So like, it's like.
Do you wonder if there's like a unwritten rule almost that like, hey, we don't touch that shit? I mean, even though like the Nazis were really bad, fucked up people, but like, is there an unwritten sort of rule within people's minds? Maybe they don't even discuss it, but they just kind of go, "Yeah, we're not going to bomb that."
Maybe. I mean, it's tough because like especially they had the one where they overthrew religious figures, and they overthrew the constitutional monarchy.
Yeah.
And they overthrew, like, it's just like, it's like these it's amazing that these things stood. But
oh yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tragic, but we'll fix it, move on hopefully. But the one thing that always bothers me is that it's never going to be the same. I mean, there's like hundreds and hundreds of years of beautiful architecture. It's never going to be there again for people to see. And that crushes me personally, because I just love this sort of stuff. It's so beautiful. It's like when ISIS was destroying all these beautiful, old temples and stuff. I mean, that gets me for some reason. It's almost like, this may sound crazy, but like when ISIS kills, let's say, 50 villagers, people are like, meh. But when they destroy a temple, it's like catches your attention more almost.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's just it's a tough thing. For me, I'm like, I thought of the situation. I'm like, Jesus, man, Manuel Macron, what a fucking great job he's done with France, eh? Holy God! Like in your rule, like the whole country's went. You've had a couple of terrorist attacks. You've had protests up the wazoo. Well, I mean, to be fair, France has always had kind of protests in some.
They've always been protesting. They've never stopped.
And a near 800 fucking year cathedral had burnt to the ground. Like, holy God, you way to go.
Slow clap for France. No, when I first saw it, because it was on Monday this happened, and I thought, damn it, Cersei, you did it again. What's up with this? Because it was right after Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, and then people were making memes of that, and I was like, yeah, read my mind.
It's like, if you want a whore, buy one.
Yeah.
If you want a queen, and
her. You notice how like thoughts have embraced that meme?
Oh, geez,
They're taking that one and running with it.
not, like, oh yeah, all these thoughts are fucking going. Like, you're not a queen, okay? You're a thought, all right?
What do you think of thoughts?
Thoughts are awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Because vagina's fantastic and thoughts are great. Yeah. Therefore, yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's.
Is it catch-22 for you?
Geez, it depends on how you define
thought.
because the thought is such a broad term. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like there's.
Here, well, your stereotypical thought is the college girl that goes out every Friday, dressed in skimpy clothes that look like they bought at Party City, goes into the basement of a frat house with Brad, gets down and dirty with Brad, gets drunk. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, no, maybe they do it 2 times. They get down and dirty with Brad, get drunk, and then get down and dirty with Chad and have a little fucked up night. Then they get back home and they're all like, do it again the next night. They have their jewel that they're puffing on their way home. Like, that's the stereotypical thought. What do you think of them? I think they're degenerate for society because they're devaluing sex and then they're objectifying women.
Sex, like here in the good old U.S. of A.,
Mm-hmm.
sex isn't exactly valued in most parts of society anymore. So, I mean, yeah, because it's like outside of like religious backgrounds and
Or straight edge backgrounds.
straight edge of anything, I guess. I don't know. Even then, it's like whatever. I'm like, I mean, if you want it, whatever you want to do to your body, that's fine. But I'm always like, for fuck's sake, you're too young. The only danger is like if you want to go out in horror, that's great. Thought away, but
thought away. You're whoring around.
Don't get pregnant for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Don't catch a disease.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in my stereotypical thought thing. Yeah, they catch an STD.
God,
Well,
that's like, I got herpes. It's not that bad. Like, no, it's bad. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
pretty
bad.
fucking bad.
It's one of the worst fucking diseases you
Yeah,
can
you
get.
could
Is
like,
STD.
yeah. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. Chill the fuck out.
The devil's gift that keeps
Like,
on
yeah,
giving.
and I'm like, and I go,
Is that
and
like
I'll go
thought
out drinking,
correction?
and I go and I'll go out drinking or whatever, and I'll run into somebody from class or something like that, and you just got and I consider myself a very colorful personality, like surprise. But no, and I mean, so it's like, and so people like to talk to me, and I go around, and when I have a couple drinks in my system, it probably gets worse. But and so I'm like, I would talk to girls, and girls would be like, hey, so we're having a party at my place. Do you want to come back? And there's like nobody. First off, there's nobody surrounding this chick, so I already know. I'm like, dude, this chick. And I'm like, and normally, if it was if it was a woman that was like close to my age, that would be one thing. But it's like college age, and I'm like older.
Phil's
so
an older gentleman. If you guys don't understand the context.
Yeah, and I'm like, you need Dr. Phil on speed dial fucking now. Like now.
Well, maybe they just like your personality.
Yeah, okay. And I'm saying, are you telling me I'm the only person with my personality out there?
Not gonna lie.
I mean,
name somebody else in this area with.
I don't know that many people. Well, no, that's true. I do. I
get your point though of what you mean.
But it's like.
Some girls
like
can
that's
get desperate.
reach. No, and I'm saying like with all the dudes out there that are just hawking it, I think that there's a level of because I mean with anything it's a war of attention. So it's like like men and women are going to go after at least a little bit. They're going to go after the object that is the most
The shiniest object.
the most difficult to obtain. Like there's a tug. Like if I'm struggling to get you, I'm gonna try harder too. Just like I don't know. It's
Well, it gives it like a little competitive edge.
yeah. There's a little bit of that, and like for
What do
me,
you go
I'm
for?
just like I don't care. I'm like I can go to a bar. I can have a couple drinks, and I can enjoy myself. And then I can go home, and that's fine.
Well,
And
so
I'm
what
like,
type of girl are you looking for? Are you looking for those?
I don't
ones?
look. I like to talk to people, and then if I gel with somebody, then that's cool.
Yeah.
But I have to gel with somebody. I can't just
I'm the
go,
same way.
she's hot, because hot women are a dime a dozen. Like this is America. Welcome to America,
Land of the free, home
Right.
of the beautiful.
Like I'm saying, I want somebody that I can connect with, because I like to think that I'm somewhat intelligent. Somewhat.
Okay.
I mean, give or take a few IQ points. I can talk to people. Like I can.
Yeah.
You know, I'm relatively talkative. I can go. I have no shame in walking up to somebody, like a complete fucking stranger, and having
Just
a
start
conversation
talking.
with.
Yeah.
I just like I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
look, whatever. And I think that there's like there's a little bit of a attraction, I guess, to that, but like it's different. It's like it's weird. I know women look at me and they struggle to gauge me, because it's like I am not your traditional person. Not by a long shot. Like if you're looking to, because like most people, like you go to a bar, you go to any place, and you're trying to like meet people or whatever, you're trying to gauge them, right? You're trying to go, okay, what's this person?
What's the deal
What's
here?
their personality? What's their backstory?
Yeah.
Why are they fucking here?
Yeah.
Right?
Why are they talking? No, I always
why?
ask is why are they talking to me?
Why? What's going
fuck?
on? People look at me and and there's nothing like you can't get that out of me, like, because I am not your traditional dude. I'm not your traditional dude. Like there's nothing about me that's ordinary, much less what you're looking for. I don't know. And I think, but I do think that there's something about my personality that's like I don't, because I'm willing. I can talk to you, and then I can just walk the fuck away with no reservations. I think that's like because I do notice, like when you go to a club and you grow up and you're young and you're talking to a girl and you're like, and you don't want to fuck it up, and you don't want the night to end.
Yeah.
You don't want, you don't know if you'll ever get this opportunity ever again.
Yeah.
And you're telling yourself all this mental shit.
Yeah.
Like you're going to hang her on.
Feels.
You're going to hang on to a conversation and get yourself in trouble. Like for me, I know, I'm like, look, if it's weird, I'm walking. I'm getting the fuck out. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is getting super weird. Like,
Well, for me, it depends on the girl. If I'm really interested in her, I mean, well, the thing is, if nothing's flowing, nothing's gelling, like you said, if it's just awkward conversation, if we don't have similar interests, if we're not similar type people, then yeah, I'm out, because it's a waste of time. But if it's somebody I really like, I really gel with, and we're going good, keep it going. But that's rare for me. I've only had that a few times where I found people that I'm like, oh, I'm kind of interested in you. But then what always happens, and I bet you think of this too, is like, what's wrong? What's wrong here? Like, what's the thing that's going to be the big negative? Because there's always going to be something. You just have to find it.
I think everybody thinks that, but you don't never obviously you never
ask. You'd be like, yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Why the fuck are you here? Like, no, you don't. But
for me, it's like, why? I always say, why is she talking to me? Because I'm not the Chad. I'm not the typical guy that these type of girls be looking for. Why are they talking to me? You get that feeling ever?
I mean, well, no. I mean, I'm
degrading myself. I'm not trying to degrade you.
I mean, I'm me. I mean, of course you're gonna talk to me, but like, no. But no. I mean, it's just different. It's like, I get when I was younger, I ran into that same I ran into those same questions, but
Yeah.
but it's like, you know, you keep telling yourself, because it's like ingrained in the media and shit. Like you don't like, oh, I'm talking to this girl and I gotta, I gotta close the deal with this chick before the night falls or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like
there's so many social like rules you gotta follow. It feels like.
And like, who cares? It's like, you gotta tell yourself, look, there's somebody out there for everybody. The world's population, okay? There's more women than men, okay?
Oh shit.
There's more women. I mean, we're talking, I want to say it's like 52% women or something like that in the world. So there's 3.5 billion, give or take, women out there, right? If it doesn't work
that makes
for
me
one,
feel bad.
if it doesn't work for one person, well, I mean, you have your own thing. You have your own flavor. You have your own,
It's one word for it.
definition of what you want or whatever.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for one person, move on. Like, move the fuck on.
More fish in this
pond.
pond.
It's fine. And I mean, there's a maturity element to it too. Like what?
Yeah.
Women and okay, so women can sense, and I mean people in general. They can sense desperation.
Oh yeah. From
like
a mile away.
if you walk into a bar and you're like, or a club, whatever, and you're like, and you're acting desperate. If you're, they can sense it. They can sense it, and it's like. And it's an immediate
turn off.
Immediate turn off.
Yep.
And I feel, and like once you like, first off, I don't go out, like if I decide, okay, I'm gonna go bar hopping or whatever, I'm gonna pick numerous places that I go to in one night. Like I will never hang out at a bar longer than an hour ever, because like I don't know, you just like. You gotta go.
You think it's just a waste of time?
It's an old like no. I stick to the old news. I stick to the old news rule. Like anything past an hour and you're considered old news. Just get the fuck out. Go someplace new. I just don't like. I don't like hanging out with somebody that like, or hanging out in a place, and then it's like, and then you just feel kind of stale. I don't know, just get the fuck out. It's fine.
Yeah, and also there's probably going to be other people at other places, so now you're going to increase your odds by trying out new places with new girls, that sort of deal. But do you think the bar is the best place for you to get girls?
No, I mean, well, it depends on what kind of girl you're looking. If you're looking
That's what I'm saying for you.
If you're looking for, well, for me, I don't know what the fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh, what the fuck? I think I
didn't either.
I meet people. And then if I like them, if our personalities click, then we date. And then if we date, then it goes. It might go into something more. I don't know. I'm at that point now where I'm like, if it blossoms into something, then great. If not, great. I don't care either way. And it's like, and I know that like the younger me wouldn't have said that. The younger me was like, oh, if this doesn't work, my heart's gonna break because there might not ever be another girl like her. And it's like separation anxiety. Like you have to look.
I've never felt that way.
Like you hang out with somebody and it's like, oh, I invested all this time. I bought her a whole bunch of drinks, and I was like, I bought her flowers and candy. First off, if you go, you buy flowers and candy for and you're not like together, you got problems. You got problems. No, you're not a piece of shit. You got problems. You got to work on them. Okay, flowers and candy and stuff like that. That's for people that are like in relation, like together. Like you're dating. Okay. You're dating, you get somebody like that for them. Oh, like you have an anniversary. Oh, here's a gift. Or birthday. Oh, here's a gift.
Did you see that bunny today?
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're such a gentleman.
I know. Thank you.
I know, right?
I even surprise myself sometimes. No, as somebody, because I love having both of us here because we have two totally different perspectives. You're the the experienced Chad here knows how to get you know your way around the block. You know your way around the block. I am like the little Padawan here trying to learn this shit. And one thing I learned that I think I can genuinely say is good advice is that if you want to find somebody that you want to be with, somebody that you can be with, and that you'll get along with, increase your odds by being, going into environments of your interest. For example, I like politics. I go to, and specifically right-wing politics, so I go to right-wing political clubs. Now, the only problem with that is they're all guys, except for like 2 girls, both of which are taken.
Those places are a fucking sausage fest. Holy God. Good God. I mean, politics is something that you don't
bring up. But guess what? Here's the thing. For my case, I can't date a left-wing girl. Post-2016, it can't happen. I would say before 2016, I'd always say I could date anybody. I don't care about their politics. But post-2016, with the intolerance toward Trump supporters, the Trump-hating mob that's out there, that's with these where the Democrats have brainwashed anybody, women, men, that Trump is evil and that Trump supporters are all evil people. Like, this is in their heads that you cannot date people that are diametrically opposed to your political views like that, because you're just gonna fight and you're gonna end up in a shitty situation. So I had to wait extra long.
I think I don't know. It's
I'm not saying everybody's that way, but I'm saying
I think I think there's a little bit of there's a lot of maturity that has to happen before you land somebody, or not just, I know land somebody, that sounds like shitty, but no, before I think you can grow into yourself, like, and some people, I feel like and there's a couple of things that I always like to say before I, like, if somebody, like some of the girls that I'll date, they are kind of left or leftish or whatever, and there's certain things that I can always that I can agree on leftist wise too. Yeah. Like if you're gonna go out in public and like okay, so if you're gonna go out and you're gonna wear a MAGA hat like in public,
like me, you're
kind of like, well, no, okay, so with you personally, it's kind of like you're looking to do it out of, you're doing it via protest, or you're doing it via, there's some sort of
trolly fun.
There's some sort of trollish element in the political spectrum, but some people just go into bars and wear the fucking MAGA hat. I'm like, dude, you're a dick. Like, you're a dick. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, look, and because that shit pisses people off. That shit pisses people off. People, like, if you're in your bar, everybody's there to have a good time. You're looking to have a few drinks.
Yeah, you don't want to bring politics and be a buzzkill.
You are a serious fucking buzzkill. And if you want to be a conservative, you want to like Trump, great, fantastic, all that jazz. But I mean, there's a time and a place, I guess, for everything. Like, if you want to, if you hang out in a political club or something like that, cool. But you got to understand, if you're in a public place where there's a whole bunch of people, like there's a whole melting pot of fucking people, like, it might not be a good idea.
No, I understand. I was kind of, I felt that way when I was trying to get people first, because the one thing is, like, I tell you, don't bring that shit up on dates, obviously. But that's why I want to say, I guess I circumvented that by finding somebody who is on the right, and I went, okay, so I can talk this way. Because that's the one thing for me. I don't want to be with somebody that I can't talk about shit with them. I can be afraid. It's like, I can't bring this up. It's like, that's not a relationship. That's just like you're living in fear. I want to be with somebody that, like, I can just shoot the shit, say whatever the fuck I want. And that's hard to find because, you have to be, you have to talk, I guess you say, a little more respectful with women. A little more nicer, a little more. And I'm just like, look, I'm respectful, nice to everyone, but I want to be real with everyone. I want to be honest. I want to bullshit. I want to cut the shit. Well, if there's a line, that you want to sum up Sean in, it's cut the shit. Let's cut the shit.
Yeah, I do like when you say that, but I mean there is a little bit because you have to have
You still have to play the game.
There's still there has
to
to be a balance between what you can share with somebody and what you can keep to yourself. Like,
of course, you can't share everything.
I mean,
but I'm saying is you shouldn't be afraid to have to share something like that.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, I'm not gonna tell them like my social security number. You know.
And so another thing that helps me is I'm not a creepy piece of shit. That's another thing that is a fantastic. That's a big one. I you know what? And any lady who's listening to this thing, first off, congratulations for making it this far.
Yeah, you get a fucking gold star.
But no, seriously, I feel terrible for attractive women.
Oh, I do too. I feel
actually
awful.
Women in general.
My God.
Like if you go out, I will never know. I think I will never know what it's like to go out in public without it being weird, like without going into a weird situation.
Oh,
like you have pieces of shit out there. You go to a bar,
and
you're getting a drink. You're trying to have a good time with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You're going out with a couple of friends. Let's go out to a bar. Let's have some drinks. Let's have a good time. And it's like, and you get some creepy dude trying to rub up on your ass and shit.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
I hate that.
I cringe when I see that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, or like if you're going to a club, like girls just like to dance with other girls, and that's fine. Like, look, you hang out with other girls, it's fine, right? You know, and they're doing their thing, they're having a good time. You can have a good time with other people,
without making it creepy,
right? And then so sure enough. You're like, and it's like, you're walking by and you're seeing some fucking stranger trying to jump up on a fucking girl on the dance floor. It's like, good God.
Yeah.
First off, calm the fuck down.
Down, boy, down.
And then it's like, it's not, I mean, of course, alcohol does play a role in it too. Like you know,
I know,
because you're naturally like you're naturally a primitive. We're all primitive beings in our own way, and then you take alcohol you put alcohol into the fucking mix, and it brings a little bit more of the primitive stuff back, you know. But calm the fuck down. It'll be okay. It'll be perfectly fine.
Pussy's still out there.
I promise it'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disconnected when it comes to dating, and I don't get a lot of what's going on. I'm pretty done with it. I didn't realize till the real dating world. And I'm not gonna name names, or I'm gonna keep this all anonymous, but I didn't realize how bad it is for attractive women. With the creepy guys, like I didn't know how bad it was. And when you hear it, it's like it almost makes you like a crazy feminist today. Like I see where these people come from. Yeah. But it's still like obviously it's not most guys, but it's enough of them that it just makes you angry that these people are out there and they're being just disgusting. Like because it's just like it's one thing if like you start trying to get off a girl like, and then you find out they're taken. It's like oh okay, you pull back. But there are people out there that just do the creepiest, disgustingest shit to like women. It's like my God, people are disgusting out there. Yeah, and it's oh God, I don't know what it's not really anger. It's more like it's anger like because you're feeling what I'm feeling with this, you know.
I think there's like a number of emotions. Well, no, there's a number of emotions that go into it. It's not really one thing, one sole emotion in particular. It's It's not. I
think it's disgust is what it is.
That's another one. I mean, it's like Jesus, what the fuck, man.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, the part of this is like, you look at, and you go, and if you go back, you go into the political side of it, and you look at the Me Too movement, and it's like the whole thing is. The base of it, where it was founded on, is solid. Like, look, we're standing up against pieces of shit
Oh, yeah,
human
Harvey
beings. And you're trying to be like, hey, we're here too, and I mean, and of course, but I think the way that I think the people that lean liberal or they lean Democrat are doing it the completely wrong way, and I feel like. Because look, I'm the type of person that I like. I don't like doing it, but I'm one of those guys. I want to be able to like tell a fucker off. Like I want to be able to like, hey dude, you're killing vibes. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like now. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's just like the liberal policies, especially when it talks about like gun control, when it talks about like, you know, some of the stuff that they're trying to push actually hurt women. Hurt women. Like, no, I like, dude, being able to protect your, like the Second Amendment, being able to arm yourself,
protect you from rapists.
like, it's like, look, it's like there was a quote. There's a quote that's like men and women are different, but cult makes everyone the same.
Yeah,
like that, like something like that.
Exactly.
Like,
playing field.
yeah. And like I have a little sister, and I'm like, and I told her, I don't know if she's really into guns either, but I told her, I'm like, look, if you ever want to have a gun, I will take you. I will get you whatever certification you want to. If you want to go to a range, you want to go to an indoor range, I will pay for that shit, and I will buy you your first gun. I swear. And because I want to. Well, luckily she met a dude, and they're engaged, and it's like, and luckily she's never gonna have to worry about that sort of thing. And I thank God for that every day. But I like, but not everybody's that lucky. Like you're not everybody's gonna be even close to being that lucky.
Oh yeah.
So you need to be able to protect yourself. You need to be able to protect yourself. And yeah, you're gonna have to harden yourself as a target. And because look, drunk women are easy targets. Pieces of shit love easy targets. Like criminals love easy targets. It's like you have. Should you have to protect yourself? No, but it would behoove you to do it. Like,
that's always the leftist argument. They're like, well, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm like, well, in the real world you do.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, you shouldn't, but you have to.
You shouldn't.
And that's I'm not trying to throw things against thoughts. Okay, maybe I am because I'm anti-thought. But to bring it full circle, the problem I have with thoughts is that they go around complaining when Brad, touches her ass or does something inappropriate to her, and in worst cases rapes her, and she's freaking out. And then you ask her, well, were you drunk? Yeah. And I'm like, well, look, there's the problem. You did something extremely irresponsible, and you ended up in a shitty situation. Obviously, Brad shouldn't have raped you. That's the biggest crime here. That's awful. I hate rapists. They should all be castrated and then executed. But you shouldn't be doing something irresponsible. It puts you in a vulnerable position where you can't think straight. That's dumb. That's stupid. And then it's just, I mean, I understand why people do it, but you're still putting yourself in a bad situation. And at the end of the day, this is why, I think you could solve a lot of problems if, people were more responsible just in everything. But unfortunately, humans aren't good at that.
And I will say, I feel bad for women that they have to be in that position to where they have to do things to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. I do feel bad in that regard, but like, look,
this is reality.
You have a couple choices. You either protect yourself and don't get raped, or you don't protect yourself and you risk it. and that's a fucked up risk to lose. That's
Yeah.
that's a real bad one to lose. Like, and oh my God, I hate the one of the reasons I hate talking about it is because I see how many pieces of shit there are in this fucking planet.
I know.
Like, dude.
Yeah, I've heard some wild horror stories.
Fucking Thanos is onto something.
Yeah, I
Swear to
know.
God.
I was saying that yesterday. I was
Swear to
watching
God.
Infinity War. I'm like, he's onto something here. He's
Like,
not
that's
wrong.
Ugh.
Bit of a dick, but he's not wrong.
God.
Half you fuckers need to go, right?
Yeah. Like, and it fucks it up for like there's a lot like you're trying to like read people's behaviors, and that's poor. That's a bad thing too, because there's like so many people that have so many different behaviors.
Yeah, your mind reading.
You can't just say, oh well, if he's if he does this, then he's more likely to rape somebody. It's like, well, that's not a good rule to live by. And like, because there's so many people like there's so many people that come from so many different walks of life that you don't like what if I just like, oh, if he's just willing, if he's going to talk to you, like he could be a total creeper. And it's like, well, like, that's not the case. I mean, there's people that come from like religious settings. There's people that come from, all sorts of places. Talk to people like that. Like there's people in the South that are just like they'll nod, they'll open doors for you. They'll like that's like the way that they were taught. It's like, so it's you have, if you want to prepare or you want to prevent some shit from happening, you got to do it the right way. And tell people you're packing. I don't know. So yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think it was when Crowder first brought that up. He said, you
can't rape someone if your dick's blown off. That's the thing. That's all I'm trying to say. No.
Should we make that the title of this podcast? You can't rape somebody if your dick's blown off.
Yeah.
That's a good cold open too. That's the fucking thing I realized. I think from Crowder when he brought up that point that the best way for one to protect themselves, is to carry a gun. I totally agree. I've become the biggest advocate of that because I hate seeing women raped. I hate seeing these shitty men rape women, and I thought, well, that's the best way to stop it is to overpower them with a fucking gun. Get fucked, rapists. But I like how we went from thoughts to all this and then relationships that we bounced around.
That was kind of crazy, huh?
That was crazy, but interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, because as somebody who is very new to relationships, as any loyal listener will know, I just got into one. It's a whole different world. I'm telling you,
it's a very different world.
And I've learned a lot, and I don't know if I've matured. I don't know if that's the best word to describe it, because I've always considered myself fairly mature. But I'd say
that's part of the maturity process. You experience things, you learn things, you see how things should be, how things shouldn't be. Yeah. And you decide not to do the fucking things that get you in trouble or get you in the wrong end of some shit. That's part maturity. That's part maturity. That's why old people are so fucking wise.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm someone that's like never.
That is not true, by the way. I've seen plenty of old people that are still immature as fuck.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Saying not completely accurate. Not completely.
Disclaimer. But I've been somebody that's like never done something for this long, and that's very unusual. And I've like wondered why that is. I mean, there's the obvious things like I'm picky, high standards, shit like that. But I'm just like interested in figuring out like what is the driving force behind that. Is it that I'm just not that interested in relationships? Like, what is it? I not just find somebody gels with me? Am I very... I don't want to say I'm special. I hate saying that. But it's like, is my personality unique that, like, not many people flow with it that well? Or do I not connect with people unless they have a personality similar to mine? I don't know.
I don't know. I
don't know. Just to me, it's perplexing because, like, I'm an exception to the rule. Like, all my friends have had relationships so many times, when they were younger and then still now. It's like, what did I do wrong? That's the thing. Did I do something wrong? I don't know.
And it's like, and another thing that I think about, like I feel bad for another thing I feel bad for women for is that they can look, if they go and they have some fun and they get pregnant.
That's not fun.
That is a tough position to be in for a woman.
Oh
right?
boy, now we're gonna talk about abortion.
Right. So I get that. Yeah. And you know, I lean a little bit more. I actually lean a little bit more left on that subject. I think there's a time limit. I think there's a time limit that you need to figure your shit out with, because when the baby starts forming and it starts feeling pain and it starts like, look, no.
To me, first trimester is the only trimester that should be allowed.
Yeah, like that, and that's fair. Like you can debate a certain weekage. Well, hitting the mic and stuff. Anyway,
playing with some big black things right there.
I know, right? But you know, but I feel terrible for women because women are put in such a shit situation, you know. And a lot of the times you get these douchebags that are like, "Hey, that sucks to be you. I'm out of here, fucker." Like, no, it sucks. It sucks, and I feel terrible. At the same, and even going through an abortion sucks too.
Well,
like going through the process of that shit. Oh my God, what an awful fucking.
Well, that's the thing people don't realize. It's not like a one done thing. And, oh yeah, everything's good, fine. Yeah, you know, these women are traumatized after it.
It's a tough thing to go through emotionally, physically, like just like.
But here's the thing, also, if you're like raped, or you know, if something goes wrong, you know, that's one thing. But women and men that have sex, they know what they're doing, and they're just irresponsible, and then they're like, oh, I gotta get an abortion. That's on you. That's just a selfish, you know, mistake you made, and you're acting out selfishly. Like, that's the biggest problem I have with pro-choice people, is that they are so selfish sounding, because they always go, it's my body, my choice, or, you know, shit like that. I'm like, why is it always me, 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 me? There's something else in you. Even if we're disagreeing on the stage of life here, whatever the fuck, we know it has a heartbeat after 10 weeks, okay? And you're all thinking about me, 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 me.
Well,
what about that? Like, it's always so self-centered about their body. They're never talking about the body in them.
It's a balance. It's a balance. It's a balance of emotions, because, like, and it's more so, like, okay. Like, I can certainly understand the other side of the argument. Like, I do.
Can't in many degrees.
I can, because, like, okay, so I would much rather them within the certain time frame that I'm talking about.
Yeah. You agree first trimester, right?
Like, yeah, maybe second, maybe a little bit on the second.
I'd tend to disagree.
Like, yeah, it depends on what part you're talking about. But that's enough of time for you to get pregnant, and that's like 3-4 months. That's enough time.
That's a shit ton of time.
That's a lot of time for you to figure your shit out. Like, oh, can I have this baby? Can I afford it? Can I be able to, you know, follow the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and be able to take care of this person, this human fucking being? And I would rather them not, especially with the foster care system being in the shit.
I know that's
situation.
a big problem. Yeah,
like, holy God, you're gonna put another human being in this foster care system that's already super fucked.
And I agree those things are bad, but what I always come back to is that if it's a life, it's life. You can't kill it. You know, because they always make the argument of like, well, we're in a, you know, what if they're in a bad family?
Right.
What if, you know, they're going to suffer? What if they have like autism or something? I'm like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not your decision to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's another thing also. Yeah. Humans have this like tendency of wanting to play God.
We have to, there is definitely a recognizing that this is a bad situation. And if they're young, they're really not like, they're not old enough to grasp the concept of what they're doing is wrong, but they're definitely old enough to grasp the situation that they're in. Like once they get there, there's a delicate balance and there's a sensitivity to it that I think a lot of people can understand and I mean, and can at least sympathize.
Yeah.
With that said, that said, one, don't put yourself in that fucking position.
Yes.
Make yourself
exactly.
look. If make yourself the best possible person you can be before doing a situation like that. You need to make sure you're putting a fucking child in this world. You need to make sure that you were setting the number one thing that makes you a good parent or not. Are you setting your child up for success?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be rich to set them up for success.
You just have to be responsible.
You have to be responsible. You have to put them in a position for success. Like whatever the kid wants to do, like don't
make that happen.
Don't say, "Oh, we can't have it. We can't help you do it because I can't fucking afford it." Like that. Don't put your child in that fucking position. Like if you like, that's the whole thing. Set your child up for success, and if you can do that, have children. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not. And we have to recognize that it's not the fucking early 1900s where people just have children so that way they can help them out with the fucking farm or whatever. Okay, those days are gone, right?
It's not 1850.
Those days are gone. We have to recognize that. Look, having a child is a fucking responsibility, right? You make sure that you set them up for success. It means you got to educate them, right? It means you got to teach them what right and wrong is in some way, whether it's religion, whether it's something, whatever the hell however you're trying to instill that in them. Feeding is that goes without saying. Like you keep them alive. For fuck's sake, keep them alive. God damn.
You'd be amazed. Though.
Like no, of course. Oh well, yeah, that too. But I'm saying, like, look, you got to set them up for success, but. You know.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about the bigger picture things, like all these.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It goes beyond like, hey, I fed him. What else do you want me to do? Hey, he's got a bed. What else do you want me to do? No, yeah, you gotta, help them out, like find what they're interested in, prepare them for college. Help them out with girls, maybe give them some, talk, man talk, girl talk. It's that sort of shit. But, that's I think where a lot of people get their abortion views is from personal experience, and I can speak on that too because I knew somebody, again, keep things anonymous, I knew somebody who had friends that had sex. I guess they did things properly, I don't know, and then she got pregnant and the pro-life guy flipped and became pro-choice and was like, yeah, you should abort that shit. And then the pro-choice woman flipped and was like, I don't know, and got all sad and like anxious. And that taught me a lot. It taught me that people are full of shit till something happens to them. You have your ideas are all great in your mind till it happens to you, till the chips are down, and then your true colors show. And that was very revealing to me on abortion, on anything. And that's when I took a step back and thought about some more, because you can't just totally go a big 180 on such an issue like that. Like, that made me go, whoa, something's going on here. And abortion is one of those things that I think we actually might look back on it in like 50, 100 years and go, what the fuck? We were doing that? That's fucking insane. Because, I guess, if I don't know how to deal with it entirely. I don't think it's going to become fully illegal, but I just think it's one of those things that I'm surprised we still do. Like, third trimester abortions shouldn't be a thing, except for the freak obsession, exceptions of rape, incest, murder, life, yada, yada, yada. We all agree that you can do it then. But those are freak exceptions. They're 0.001% of abortions, and I'm not really exaggerating much on that number. It's so insignificant. But the left always throws those in to, an outlier to, shake everything up. But does life begin at conception? That's what supposedly they teach in biology. I don't know how true that, if it does, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't keep me awake at night. It's not an issue I care about too much. But I wish the debate would be less selfish, because that's what I hear from the pro-choice side. Selfishness. And I get all these scenarios are hard and all that, but if it's still a life, it's a life, and you're ending it. I mean, it really is that simple. It really is. Like, it's not as nuanced as people make it out to be. You know, the nuance really comes into when is it a life. That's the only nuance I see. But if it's a life, no, you can't touch it. Simple as that. It's not yours. It's not your say. I'm off my soapbox. But thoughts. Thoughts are the plague of society right now. Anything spicy happening in the group me? We have a group me debate going on.
Yeah, just
I can give some topic ideas. I have a few more topics to talk about, but it's not that much happening in the news. The Mueller report came out, but
the Mueller report did come out.
It was nothing exciting, nothing new.
Yeah, like
no collusion, and no conclusion on obstruction from Mueller. Barr said the exact same things. Why would he flip on that? I mean, Trump sent out some tweets you can all look up. He had a great. I gotta say this. He had an awesome Game of Thrones tweet again. It's like the 5th one. It's been so many. I love these. And it was a tweet of a picture of him with his back turned, and it said, "No collusion, no obstruction for all the haters and the radical left Democrats. Game over." I was like, yes.
All these Game of Thrones fucking references.
Oh, they're so great.
HBO's all pissed off and shit too. Like, hey, stop using it.
Do you think Trump watches the show?
I think he does.
I think it's perfect for him.
I think he does.
He'd love it. Game of Thrones is the greatest show. It's amazing. I mean, I love Game of Thrones. But speaking of Game of Thrones, episode 1 review of Game of Thrones season 8, episode 1. What did you think of the episode?
Okay, so
what's the good?
I talk about did I talk about this last week? Like so first episodes of the season are usually like boring-ish because they're looking to feed into a story. Like they're starting off of the season storyline, so usually there's not much particularly entertaining, but
the pieces are getting put in place.
Yeah, after the episode was done, I was like, first thing that thought in my head, how the fuck is Thurman still alive? I thought the wall came down.
Yeah,
right. The wall came down right where he was. How the fuck did he survive that shit? I'm curious because. Like,
it was in the trailer too, and that's what people in the comments like. Oh my god, how was he alive?
That big fuck wall comes down. How do you survive?
I know. Yeah, I thought as someone who had seen all the first 7 seasons after they'd been released, because I would see like one episode a night and go episode every night or 2. It was a little off-putting for me because I wasn't used to this, where I only get 1 episode and I have to wait a week. So I was like, oh, that was rather slower than I expected, or rather different. But I still enjoyed it. It was a bunch of build-up as usual, as they usually are. But it's still, I think there were a lot of great moments, great scenes where, Sam and Daenerys and J-Bear, that was probably the best scene, where she reveals to him the death of his father, which... great acting moment, because from when he's told about his father's death, he's kind of sad a bit, but he's like, yeah, my father's a dick, so I don't care. But then when he's told about his brother died at her hands, that's when he loses it. Yeah. Great acting on his part. But what gets complicated now is Sam also tells Jon Snow about, by the way, there are spoilers here if you haven't noticed already. He tells Jon Snow the big secret about who he really is, and that he fucked his aunt, basically. So now Jon Snow's going through a big,
can't exactly break up with her because you need her to win the war, and she has dragons, so she could
that's like a big mind fuck for him because he's stuck in that. But then Sam's in the bigger mind fuck because he has a catch-22 where he wants to help Jon, and he wants Jon to be happy and all that, but at the same time, she kind of killed his brother.
Has anybody else out there been in a situation where you have a girlfriend and you realize that she might not be the one for you, or there's for some reason there's like I don't know, or she's not who she says it was, but you can't break up with her. You want to break up with her, you can't break up with her because she could fuck your life up with an instant.
Steal all your money.
She probably has all your fucking codes to your bank accounts and shit or something like that.
Yeah,
like
she could,
she could fuck your world up in a snap. Yeah, that's probably what John's going through right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he probably doesn't even want to fucking. He's like, well, the Lannisters are doing it. Fucking why not?
Why can't
and look,
I?
Emilia Clarke, she's fucking hot. Come on.
She's hot as shit. I'm gonna go for it. I think though, I think the series is gonna end on a bittersweet note. That's the only I think it could end. Because I know the show can be dark, but they're going through a more positive light now of making things better in Westeros. But I think Jon's actually not going to end up with a girl in the end. No matter what happens, if Daenerys and him live or die, or both of them, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to end up with her in the end. He's going to be alone. I think that's really what's going to happen, is that Jon's never going to have a girl. Because he has to sacrifice that for the greater good.
Yeah.
I really think that's what it's going to be. But he's now in a catch-22 of how he doesn't know how to deal with her. Because like you're saying, he kind of needs her. At the same time, he's conflicted on whether she has good intentions or not. And she kind of like burned his friend's brother to a crisp. But my favorite part of the episode, other than those parts, which I think my favorite part is the Sam getting the truth bomb on him. But my favorite part is how this episode paralleled the very first episode of the series. You first had Jon and Daenerys arriving. It was just like when King Robert arrived, and little I'm forgetting her name, Arya, was running around, climbing up, and watching the king arrive with his army for the first time. You now had it from another boy's perspective, where she stood and watched. Shows her maturity as a character. Great subtle character growth shown there. But the biggest and best parallel was the very end of the episode, where my favorite character in the series, other than Tyrion and a few others, but my most what I think is the most interesting character in the series, Jaime Lannister arrives back at Winterfell.
Yeah.
And
who the very first person he sees is Bran Stark.
Oh my God, that was such a good way to end it. Oh fuck, was that good? Because the very first episode of the series ends with him pushing him out the window and paralyzing him. But now it ends Jaime, a totally different man, totally changed, totally grown as a character, seeing Bran Stark in a literally totally different shape. And I was like, that's genius. That's just brilliant writing. And then the preview for the next episode is where they're going to hold him to all this. Because you can see that they're arguing with him in that room and saying, like, you did this and that. You killed this person. You did this to Bran. Oh, my God, this episode, I think the second episode is going to be surprised. Like, you're going to see probably prediction time. You're going to see some amazing acting moments by Jaime. And you're going to see some just amazing scenes with Jaime. Like, I cannot wait for this episode because I love Jaime's character. It just blew my mind because he was a dick. I never expected to ever see him redeemable at all. And then when he, does that bathtub scene, and it just blows my mind. Like, he's actually just a good guy that I started acting like a jerk because everybody else was a jerk to him. Like, that's the thing I realized the other day, is that he's not a dick because he is a dick. He's a dick because everybody called him the Kingslayer. They were, shitting on a hero, really. And he was getting no respect for it, no glory. So he just was a dick back. Like, that's a tragic character when you think about it. I mean, that's just, oh my God, is it good?
Yeah, it's getting really good. It's getting really good.
And I hear episode 3 is the Battle of Winterfell, which is going to be the biggest battle ever filmed on television. Or film. Like, film period. So it's going to be spicy.
It's going to be really spicy.
Could talk about for hours, but
I know, right?
I think that's a good. We'd all say it was a good episode. Maybe not the best episode, but great setup.
Solid.
Yeah,
solid.
Yeah, it's solid. Good start. Lots of interesting stuff happening. The other day, we were advertising for the campus class here at Penn State.
Yeah.
And we were handing out flyers, and there was this one girl sitting at a table where I placed a flyer down for it, and it had Charlie Kirk, Kimberly Guilfoyle, and Don Jr.'s face on with their names, and she just grabbed it and crumpled it up. So on the way out, I gave her another one, and she like even more angrily crumples it up, like, "Oh, fuck you." And so I tell my one friend, like, "Hey, there's this girl like crumpling this shit up," and he gets a kick out of it. He says, "Go back and give her another one." I'm like, "Yes." So he goes back, and he puts one down. She crumples it up and gets all angry, and then he does it again. So she got a fourth one. At that point, she like lost her energy and like crumples up a little bit, but it was hilarious seeing the crumpler here. Get pissed off over little flowers that she just had to crumple every single one of them up. She was so angry at it. But man, that's gonna be a crazy fun event. I can't wait for that this Tuesday. I can't believe I'm gonna be meeting Don Jr. Tuesday.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I was not expecting either.
I got my autograph book ready.
Yeah, like I can't believe this is how the Penn State story ends for young Buck me here.
Yeah.
Man,
It's going on a high note.
it is. That's one thing that I'm grateful for. I'm like, if we're leaving on some pretty fucking high notes.
Yeah.
Man, this has been a blast. This has been definitely. I am glad I did this. Like I'm glad
you came.
Like I am fucking like I always wanted to come here. Like I always wanted to come here ever since I was a little kid, and obviously young buck in a poor family. There was no way I could fucking afford this shit, and so going in the army, doing the army thing, and I ended up liking the army, and
How long were you in the army?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but then I was medically retired, and it's like, and that took a little bit of like I was
Took a break.
Huh?
Did you just take a break?
Yeah, I took a little bit of a break. I was like, well, they gave me a little bit of money, and I was like, all right, well, let's just kind of see what happens here. And then, I was like, well, and then I thought about it, and it's like, well, I got to do something. I got to move forward somewhat. So, like, well, I've always wanted to come. I always wanted to come to Penn State, and I'm like, I'm always like, I have the opportunity now. Granted, not in the same circumstances, clearly, but it's there.
Yeah, take the opportunity.
So, so.
I'm glad you did come.
Yeah, I'm glad.
You would have never met me. You would have never met all the other cool people we know here. You would have never had all this fun you've had. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine?
I mean, yeah, would I've liked to experience some of the other stuff socially? Sure, but, it's like, I'm like, there's so much I've gained here. Like, I'm like, the positives vastly outweigh the negatives.
Yeah.
Vastly.
I just wish I'd known you sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're young. You couldn't have known me. Like,
well, I could have known
and to be fair,
oh, yeah, you were at branch camps the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, okay, that's right.
To be fair, I was like, dude, I wasn't always like this. I mean, I'm sure I had a lot of the, mannerisms.
You were always Phil.
But I wasn't always like the nice-ish dude. I was a dick. I was a dick sometimes. So.
Well, the important thing is that you've changed for the better.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself all the time.
Yeah. There was a lot of things I regret in my life, or things I fucked up, done wrong. Like, everybody has that. It's just the thing that defines you is how you handle these things. Because most people would not change. Mm-hmm. Most people would just keep moving on and carry on as usual, as they say. Yeah. I hate that phrase. Yeah. No. Make tomorrow better than today. Change yourself for the better.
Yeah.
If you're staying stagnant, just kind of coasting along, nothing's changing. Nothing's getting better. Yeah. It's staying the same. You have to push yourself to get better. Most people don't do that.
I was doing that for a while. I was just kind of coasting.
That happens, but hey, you change. Like, you put your foot down. That's what matters. Some people will never do that in their life. Never. In fact, I say most people will never do that in their life.
Yeah.
And that's depressing.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's good to always come to a college because I think I've expanded my mind. As much as college tries to, the classroom tries to shrink your mind and like make you think a certain way, do things a certain way, know things a certain way.
Yeah.
When you go outside the classroom, when you talk to all these interesting, cool people, like I've talked to people from China, people from the UAE, people from Saudi Arabia, immigrants, international students, native people, like people from the South, people from Hawaii, everywhere. Like I hate to sound like a liberal here, but diversity is a great thing. If done right.
Yeah.
And if let happen naturally, diversity can open your eyes to a lot of things.
So to me, there's two different types of diversity. There's the natural diversity, which
and
just
forced
happens,
diversity.
and forced diversity. Forced diversity is about as wrong as it gets. Natural diversity, where you're just, you know, you're running into people from different walks of life.
Yes.
And, you know,
it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Because you learn a lot. And, well,
you get different perspectives.
Well, I mean, I've already, like being in the military, you already are kind of like, because the military is one of the most diverse organizations out there.
Interesting.
It is very diverse. A lot of people from a lot of walk of lives are in our military. And, yeah, you learn a lot. You really do learn a lot. And that definitely, that also made the transition to coming here really much easier too. Like,
yeah.
It's...
Well, like where I'm from, like we have a certain amount of diversity. Like, for example, when you go to school, and I don't want to make things a race thing, but that's what people think. They think diversity. Like, it was mostly a white school, but we had Indians, we had Chinese, and we had some people that were from foreign countries, but that was very rare.
Yeah.
When it was an actual somebody that just immigrated here, that was very rare. It was always like, oh, he's different, you know, and stuff like that. But I've always been exposed to it. But when you come to Penn State, like there's like, must be like, it feels like sometimes 50% of campus is Asian and speaking so many different languages than you. But just being exposed to people that come from all over this country, all over the world to this one place, is just fascinating. Because like Chinese guy we knew from Turning Point, probably the most interesting person I met here.
Yeah.
Because he said the funniest shit, the craziest shit, the most eye-opening shit from this totally different culture. And it was always fascinating to listen to him. And I've changed my views, changed the way I think of things because of him. It's just amazing. I've met my best of friends here. Alex that comes on the show, he's probably my best friend of all time. Yeah. And I'm not trying to rank people, put people above or favoritism, but you're always going to have that person that you connect with like nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have never met him if I didn't come here and join the Trump Club. We've never met the guy. Never met my girlfriend. I probably would go on 22, 23, 24 years without nothing. Yeah. But never would have expected that. Yeah. Would have never met you. Yeah. Like, you're one of my favorite people right now because you're just like the craziest, like, most interesting person to talk to. It's funny. Okay, it's a good type of crazy. Good type of crazy.
God.
Okay, when you say shit like half you fuckers need to go, or like
half you fuckers need to go. Jesus.
That's not crazy.
Look, people are like, no, that's not crazy. Look, we're at our carrying capacity. Okay, we're burning resources faster than we have them. All right.
Well, and then when I meet like
there's no amount of green peace on Earth that's gonna save having 7-8 billion people on this planet.
Well, then when you say
you
shit
fuckers
like
need to go.
Shink. Snap. But then when you say shit like on Valentine's Day, when you buy flowers or chocolates on Valentine's Day, you're a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that's some of the craziest, funny shit I've ever heard. I was laughing my ass off when you said that. Oh my god.
You're giving into the commercialization of
here we go.
Love.
Yeah. No, I
just buy a diamond. Like, oh yeah, that's not gonna fucking.
No. What gets worse is when they say when you get like in a casual conversation when you go, yeah, I mean diamond rings. Like, don't you think those are like overpriced?
They subtly sell this message like, oh, if you don't buy a diamond, you don't love her. Like, oh yeah, like no, you
just love your wallet too.
You just wanna be a selfish prick.
You want to save more money for better other things.
You want to how about building a future? How about we're saving our money to buy a house or, go on a trip to fucking somewhere else. Like,
Somewhere better.
Yeah, somewhere.
But the girl will always say like, "Nah, you don't have to buy me a diamond ring. It's fine." And then the next,
Why didn't you buy me a ring, you asshole?
Yeah, that's the thing. They like society has that like programmed in your mind.
That's like okay. So that's like when you go to a party, and you're like. That's like when you go to a party and you talk to your friend like, "Hey, dude, what do you want me to get you? All right, because I got to try to buy you a gift, but I'm not trying to be a dickhole.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you trying to do? What's the number one response you hear? Oh, you don't have to buy me anything. You know, you don't have to buy me anything.
Doesn't buy him something.
Like, fuck you, fuck you, man. I just said I'm getting you a gift. Help me the fuck out. I'm trying to." Help me not be look like a dick here, all right?
Well, I think what happens is people they feel like they have to be humble, they have to be selfless, so they'll say stuff like that.
You need to already know what I want, and then you need to like
right,
get me what I want. Like, fuck you.
Gift cards,
tell me.
Invention.
I want to make you happy. Just tell me how the fuck to do it. For fuck's sake.
Gift cards are the greatest invention ever.
And then they try to make you look like an asshole for getting it. Oh, you just got me a gift card.
No, I love
how unoriginal.
Like, I love it.
Well, no, I love it. Because
then I can buy shit without my parents knowing.
I love it. Yeah,
you know, and you can buy whatever you want. You don't have to return it. You don't have to feel bad. Like, oh, I didn't really want this. Gift cards, greatest invention man has ever made.
But I am probably crazy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's be fucking real.
I'm probably one flew over the cuckoo's nest crazy. Like, I don't know. But I mean, you know, you gotta enjoy the journey. Right? You know,
yeah,
it's like,
everybody's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, everybody I think is a little crazy.
As long as you're the good type of crazy. If you're not like the fucking like bad crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm probably a little bad crazy too, but you know.
We had such a self-reflecting podcast this time.
Yeah, you know.
So heartwarming.
It was very informative and stuff.
Yeah, this feels like the last one of the semester, but I think we're going to have like one more. Yeah, we have one more. This felt like the end. We're almost like we should move this one to the end, but then the news would be out of whack. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good material. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with more real news.